If you're wondering whether buying an Apple Watch is worth it, or if you recently got an Apple Watch and you want to learn how to make the most of it, this video is for you. I bought my first Apple Watch 5 years ago, and I've worn it every single day. It took me a while to figure out how to fully utilize all of its features and capabilities, so here are 16 things that I do on my watch every single day, and how it's making my life easier. Before I get into the specific tasks that I do on my watch, I have to start by talking about watch faces. The way you can customize your watch with an endless amount of different options is a big reason why my watch serves me so well. There's so many different styles and looks to choose from. You can go with something simplistic if you're into a minimal look, or you can set up a watch face that's absolutely loaded with information, which is sort of how I like mine. There are so many cool things to display on your watch that I often have a hard time choosing which ones to use, and the ability to quickly switch between different watch faces is refreshing. If you're not familiar, here's a quick demo of how I can customize any watch face. I can change the color and choose different complications. Complications can include anything from my favorite NBA team's game info, exercise rings, weather info, or a shortcut to my car's smartphone app. This combined with the variety of built-in watch faces gives you a crazy amount of options when it comes to customizing your watch. To me, this alone makes owning an Apple Watch fun, and the ability to swap your watch face as well as your watch band to a different look and color allows you to make the same watch feel like a brand new watch with a simple change. So whether you prefer a more serious look or you want something that makes you laugh, there's a perfect watch face for everyone. Alright, let's dive in. In no particular order, here are some things that my watch does to make my life easier and what motivates me to put on my watch first thing after waking up every morning. A lot of these are based on my watch face, where I can see them by quickly glancing at my watch. First off, weather info. In the top corner, I like to see the temperature as well as the high and low temperatures for the day. A quick tap, and I have all kinds of weather info at my fingertips. Another weather-related piece of info I check often is the UV index. I live in Southern California where the UV index gets pretty high sometimes, and I have a skin type that burns really easily. Keeping an eye on this has helped me tremendously when it comes to avoiding sunburns, and this is something everyone should pay attention to. Next up, world clock. I have friends and family in another country, so having their local time visible in the corner of my watch is great, especially when dealing with a bigger time difference. This thing here is the remote. It allows me to control my Apple TV using my watch. Great tool to have when I happen to be far away from the physical remote, and I need to quickly change the channel or skip an ad on YouTube. Let's jump into third-party apps next. I don't use a lot of third-party apps, but one that's been very helpful is the ability to control my Spotify playback, even when I'm playing music on another device. I use this in situations where I have music playing on my phone, usually connected to a Bluetooth speaker or TV, and I'm either working in the backyard or cooking in the kitchen. I can control the playback from my watch while being far away from the device that's actually playing my music. And of course, you can use your watch as the playback device as well. Other useful things I do using third-party apps include approving two-factor authentication prompts, reading Slack messages at work when I'm away from my computer, and checking notifications from my doorbell camera. The nice thing about these is that I never had to configure or download anything on my watch. My phone pushes everything to my watch automatically, so there was never a need to separately set up apps on my watch. Moving on. I've never been a big Siri user on my phone, but the ability to talk to your watch is pretty convenient. I often use it when I'm in the middle of something and need to set a quick reminder. Just pressing the digital crown and telling my watch to remind me about something at a specific time and date. Voice commands are great for a lot of things. I use it to set timers when I'm cooking or taking my daily cold plunge. I use it to make unit conversions, whether it's from deciliters to cups, dollars to euros, or from miles to kilometers. And even though it goes without saying, I obviously use it to respond to text messages. I'm a big sports guy, so checking sports scores on my watch is another thing I do pretty often. Usually when I'm standing at a checkout line or sitting in a boring meeting where I don't want to bust out my phone. Sleep tracking. I don't do this very often, but sometimes it's nice to track your sleep quality. Unfortunately, it doesn't work automatically, and you have to manually put the watch in sleep mode. After that, just cover the watch with your hand, and the screen turns off so it doesn't bother you at night. Tap the screen to check the time and hold down the digital crown to unlock your watch. Once you wake up, turn off sleep mode, and you'll see your sleep statistics in the health app on your phone. You'll see things like the different sleep stages throughout the night, your respiratory rate, and heart rate. If you want, you can schedule sleep mode to turn on and off automatically, so you don't have to manually do it every night when you go to sleep. And speaking of health, wearing an Apple Watch has definitely made me more active. The way it challenges you to close your rings is a nice way to keep you active on days when you might otherwise be lazy and do nothing. Besides encouraging you to close your daily activity rings, your watch will measure your activity levels over time and set up monthly challenges for you. I like the challenges because they're individually adjusted to your fitness level, so they're always pushing you to do a little better, while still keeping the goals realistic. The workout app has a ton of different modes optimized for different activities, so whether you're doing yoga, swimming, basketball, or pretty much any sport, there's a workout program specifically for it. 2 more features and we're done. Ping My iPhone is pretty self-explanatory, and it's super useful. If you can't find your phone, open the control center on your watch and tap this button. Your phone will make a loud pinging sound, making it easy to find it. And the last thing on my list is the flashlight. Apple Watch doesn't have an actual light like your phone, but turning this on will set your watch to a super bright white screen, which is surprisingly effective in a dark room. I use this pretty often when it's late at night, the lights are off, and I'm trying to find my AirPods or something similar without turning on the lights and waking up everybody in the house. So there you have it. These are the things that keep me putting on the watch every single day. I know people who fully utilize their watch and all its features, and I also know people who buy an Apple Watch, wear it for a couple of days, and then toss it in their drawer and never touch it again. I hope this breakdown helps people out there who might be contemplating whether buying an Apple Watch is worth it or not. And if you already own one, I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. What do you use it for? Do you use it every day or only occasionally? Personally, I think it's one of the best devices Apple makes, and even though it's fairly popular, I really think it's underrated, considering how much it can do. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next video.